Do you want to be a tough bodyguard like Denzel Washington in Man on Fire or Kevin Costner in The Bodyguard? Do you want to be a big buff commando like Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Predator or John Rambo in the Rambo series? Or do you want to be able to take a hit and keep on going like Matt Murdock in the Daredevil series? Then the Touogh Hero is for you. The Touogh Hero is the third archetype in the Everyday Heroes game that I am covering here. And this series is just to give you an overview of each of the archetypes and the classes and what they do so that you can get a better idea of the game and hopefully make a decision for yourself. Now, like the other archetypes, the Touogh Hero also has a level up chart where you have a couple of powers in the first two levels, and then it alternates between class talents and feats. At first level, they get payback. Payback is they get a +2 bonus on an attack roll against an opponent who has damaged them since the end of their last turn. And then at level 2, they get tough as nails. And so they can gain damage reduction against all damage types equal to their proficiency bonus. So that goes from +2 all the way up to +4. They get D12 hit points, and they have a defense called Thick Skinned, which gives them 10 plus their Constitution or Dexterity modifier plus their Touogh Hero defense bonus, which goes up from +2 to +4. So not only are they pretty beefy and resistant to damage, their defense is pretty good as well. This is a pretty big defensive tanky archetype, as you might expect. As I mentioned before, they get payback at level 1, they get tough as nails at level 2. You alternate between your odd-numbered and even-numbered levels getting talents or feats. The Bodyguard has Strength and Constitution saving throw proficiencies, chooses 3 from Athletics, Endurance, Intimidation, Medicine, Perception, Security, Streetwise, and Survival skills. They have Basic and Advanced Equipment, and they can choose 1 from Endurance, Intimidation, and Security to have expertise in. A Bodyguard, as you might expect, is dedicated to the protection of others, and they do whatever it takes to keep your allies out of harm's way. At level 1, they get down and take a bullet. Get down lets them, if they're in cover within 10 feet of a willing ally, move their ally over into cover with them. Take a bullet lets them use their reaction to take an attack that an ally would be normally hit by and take it themselves. At level 3, they get Come Get Some and Friendly Fire. Come Get Some as a bonus action. They can choose an opponent they can see, and that opponent will have disadvantage against anyone other than them before the start of the next turn. So it's a marking power, just like in some editions of D&D. Once again, it's very tanky power. They have Friendly Fire also at level 3, which then lets them ignore cover provided by the allies that are in their line of fire, and then they do not damage allies if they roll a critical miss when firing into close combat. So that's pretty key. At level 5, they get Advanced Combat Training and Pin them down. Advanced Combat Training just gives them 2 attacks as part of the attack action and pin them down. When an opponent uses die for cover, their movement becomes 0 because you're pinning them down, and they won't be able to move, which is pretty cool. Like, as you can tell, like, I'm already vibing with this class here. At level 7, they get Vigilance. But this is powerful. They get to take 2 reactions between each of their turns, where normally you would just get to take 1. And so you can do Take a Bullet twice, for example, because Take a Bullet is a reaction. So that's pretty awesome. And then at level 9, you have Human Shield, which lets them take half damage when they use the Take a Bullet ability, and whenever they're hit by an opponent under the effect of Come Get Some ability. Now the Commando is the consummate warrior, dangerous with any weapon and trained to survive every circumstance. They have a little bit of offensive mojo as well as the default tankiness of the Touogh Hero archetype. They get Strength and Constitution saving throw proficiencies. You choose 2 from Athletics, Endurance, Mechanics, Persuasion, Streetwise, Survival, and Vehicles. And they have Basic, Advanced Equipment, and Military Equipment proficiencies. At level 1, they get Fighting Spirit and Watch Your 6. Fighting Spirit lets them take the second wind action as a bonus action, and Watch Your 6 lets them gain a +1 bonus to their defense. At level 3, they get Extra Effort and Grenadier. Extra Effort lets them take an additional action during their turn, which refreshes on a short or long rest. And then Grenadier lets them draw arm and throw a grenade as a bonus action. Advanced Combat Training at level 5 lets them get 2 attacks as the attack action. At level 7, they have Maximum Effort and Situational Awareness. Maximum Effort lets them use their Extra Effort ability twice before finishing a short and long rest. And then Situational Awareness gives them a +2 bonus to their defense, replacing their bonus from Watch Your 6. And then at level 9, they have Master of Arms. They add 1 die to all weapons that they wield. The Scrapper excels at getting in the enemy's face and forcing them to engage. They get con and intelligence saving throws. For skills, they choose one from acrobatics, athletics, endurance, intimidation, persuasion, streetwise, and vehicles, and gain basic, advanced, and improvised equipment proficiencies. At level 1, they get opportunist, which lets them get a few benefits like enemies taking a disengage action still provoke opportunity attacks, and then enemies within the reach provoke opportunity attacks if they're attacking one of your allies and whatnot. At level 3, they get frenzy and with interest. And with interest is one of their key abilities here. Frenzy, after they take damage, they can use that. And they double the damage reduction from tough as nails, but they take damage equal to the proficiency bonus at the start of their turns. That damage cannot be reduced by any means. And then with interest is when they apply the payback talents bonus to an attack and hit, they gain an additional d6 damage, and that rises up with level. And then at level 5, they can roll with it. When they take damage from an attack, they can use a reaction to have that damage attack. At level 7, they have anger issues and indomitable. Anger issues let them use their frenzy talent twice before finishing a short or long rest. And then indomitable lets them re-roll a saving throw after failing any saving throw. And that refreshes after a short rest. In level 9, they have ultimate brutality. You can add 1 damage die to your melee damage rolls. So once again, in similar ways to the commando, the scrapper has some offensive ability as well. So if you want to be able to throw grenades and whatnot, maybe go with the bodyguard. If you want to mix it up, face to face, you might want to go with a scrapper. Either way it goes, those are pretty good offensive options. And look, and the bodyguard is like the tank, the ultimate tank here in Everyday Heroes. Their job is to protect their friends. Now, which of these 3 classes I would play? If you can't tell, I'm a sucker for protecting people. It's in my nature. Obviously, I'm leaning towards bodyguard. But if I had to pick a second one, I would pick commando. So my question is for you folks, which of these 3 classes would you play? Would you play the tough protecting bodyguard? Would you play the grenade throwing commando? Or would you play the mix it up in your face scrapper? Let me know. Thanks for listening and watching. And until next time, see you later.